My guess is if you're watching this video, then you're looking for the best Forex expert advisor or EA that you possibly can. And my guess also is that you're smarter than the average person just looking for some random YouTuber's review on random expert advisors. You actually want to know what grading criteria should you use to make the best decision about how to choose an expert advisor. In this video, I'm going to give you the ultimate guide to choosing an expert advisor and 5 major red flags or warning signs that you should look out for. And the reason you should listen to me on this topic is because I've done the dirty and painful work of blowing tens of thousands of dollars testing and trying different expert advisors. And for the past 6 years, I've pretty much been studying and testing dozens and dozens of different EAs. I myself am an algorithmic trader, and on top of that, we run what I believe is probably the most successful algorithmic trading group on the internet. So here's my top 5 warning signs to look out for when choosing an EA, and then also I'll give my recommendation about what is the actual best EA on the market at the end of the video. So warning sign number 1 to look out for is something called curve fitting. If you look it up, it's also known as overfitting. And essentially what this is when you simply overfit the data too tightly to historical data without regards to how something will perform in the future. And this is really, really common, especially with people that are selling EAs, because they want to show a back test with the highest possible profit potential and the lowest possible amount of drawdown in the past given year, 3-year, 10-year track record. And most people that are new to EAs or expert advisors or algorithmic trading will fall for whatever system has the highest profit percentage with the lowest amount of drawdown. Now, I've made this really expensive mistake multiple times by literally buying algorithms that cost me like $10,000 that I bought, and as soon as I started to trade them in the live market, they simply did not perform like it showed in the back test, obviously, and I was out literally $10,000 for one algorithm that I bought because I didn't know this concept of curve fitting or overfitting. Generally, these systems that are curve fitted or overfitted are very complex. They use tons of different indicators, and this will give them a really tight back test. And if you use a software like Strategy Quant, it's not that difficult to find systems that have incredible track records over the past 3, 5, or even 10 years. However, because those systems are so complex and so finely tuned that when you take it out of sample or you take it into the future market, which is unpredictable, a lot of the times these systems don't perform as well, or they'll perform well for a very small period of time and then they'll crap out. So the best analogy I can make to explain what curve fitting or overfitting is imagine that we build this key, right? And it fits this one specific lock or this one specific set of market conditions. However, if you take this same exact key and you bring it to your next door neighbor and try to get into their house with that same key, well, now the market conditions are changed or that lock is slightly different. And so that is no longer going to work to open up that door. And it's the same thing with trading systems. If you're too tightly fit, then when the market conditions change, the system won't work in a new market condition. So how do you identify curve fitted systems? Ones that are very complex, that use tons of different indicators, that have an incredible, almost too good to be true looking back test with pretty much no forward test results. So how do you get rid of this curve fitting problem? Number 1 is that you can just come up with really simplistically designed systems that don't have 100 different indicators that it's using. So that way it's more likely to work in different market conditions when you take it out of sample or into the live future market trading conditions. And the second thing that we found that really works actually is doing something called curve fitting on the fly, which is basically you're constantly optimizing your EA or your trading algorithm on the fly, so that way you're always adjusting as the market continues to adjust. The second big red flag that you should look out for when choosing an expert advisor is the risk management strategy behind the system. Now, hopefully this expert advisor that you're considering using is not just a black box system, which is something that I would also consider a red flag. If you can't see the settings or how it actually works or anything like that, I would just call that a red flag because you're gonna have no control over how you can actually trade this expert advisor. But warning sign number 2 is the risk management philosophy behind the expert advisor. Now, the vast majority of systems on the market are either overly fit or curve fitted, or they're martingale system. Now, just to explain what martingale system is, it's a betting strategy that's really popular amongst blackjack or 21 players. Let's say that you bet $10 on a hand. If you lose that hand, you double down and you bet $20. And if you lose that hand, you double down and you bet $40. And if you lose that hand, you double down, you bet $80. And if you lose that hand, you double down and you bet $160. And if you win that one hand, then you've made back all of the losses from the previous set of hands. So you'll see a lot of the times with expert advisors or trading systems, they'll use similar type of philosophy, where as a trade goes against you, it'll continue to double down and continue to take more positions. Even in a downtrend, it'll continue to take buys in hopes that the market condition turns around. And when it does turn around and hit your take profit, it also negates all of these losing trades before. Now, the reason this is really popular is because you're going to see these nice looking equity curves. However, these trading systems can get into fair amount of drawdown. And what will happen eventually, almost 100% of the time, is eventually you're going to get in such a string of losing trades that it's going to blow the entire account. And I see people on the internet that are selling these sort of systems, and it's really sad because these systems can work really good for you, year, 2 years, 3 years, even a longer period of time than that. But eventually the market's going to really go against you in a bad way, and it's going to wipe out your account. And I know this from personal experience, as well as seeing this happen to literally hundreds of other people that have tried different systems like this. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not a time and a place for martingale or dollar cost averaging or some sort of variation of that. But if you're going to be using that sort of system, there needs to be a hard uncle point or hard get out completely mark, or cut your losses totally, or else you run the risk of ruining your entire account. So maybe that uncle point is at 10% or 20%, or you have some metric where you're going to get completely out of the market. And even though this may wipe out, a month or 2 months or 3 months worth of gains, it's worth it so that you can continue to trade another day. But the reason these systems are popular is because majority of the time these systems are making money. So it's psychologically easier in that aspect. However, there is going to be very stressful periods of a lot of drawdown. So the third thing that you should look out for when choosing an expert advisor is ongoing development. Now, this is really important because you can go to mql5.com and you can see literally there's thousands of different expert advisors or algorithms that are being sold, but the majority of these have no ongoing development. Okay, and the reason why this is really important, because your trading system is going to have bugs. There's going to be things that don't work properly, and on top of that, if you have new ideas for things that you'd like to change to the algorithm or the expert advisor, then you want to have some sort of development support where you can get new features and new stuff built in, so that way you can continue to improve your trading strategies or algorithm. And like we talked about before, the market is always changing. So even if you have an algorithm that works really great today, the market is likely to change. And if you don't adapt or change with that changing market environment, then the chances are this system is going to stop working, which I've seen happen time and time and time again for expert advisors that don't have ongoing development and ongoing testing. So if you can't get in touch with the developers or make your suggestions or criteria known, then this is also a red flag to me, because you're just relying on somebody that created this system that may be just trying to make a buck off you with actually no ongoing sort of development support. The fourth thing that I would really look out for is reviews, and I would also look out for community. This is really important, especially when trading algorithmically. My guess is that if you're trading manually, you're part of some sort of group or some sort of mastermind or some sort of coaching program or some sort of trade room where you get to trade and bounce ideas off of other people. Now, the reason why community is really important is because number one is you want to be able to discuss ideas with other people that are trading a similar system and see what's actually working and what's not actually working. Also, this is a red flag for me. If there's no community whatsoever, then the chances are is that this EA or this trading algorithm is crap and there's nobody talking about it, no people using it, there's no real success stories. So if that's the case, I would for sure be wary about trading this expert advisor. And one of the best things about having a community is the power of the mastermind. See, all of our best ideas have actually come from our community of people that are trading our trading systems, because they have different ideas. And the power of the mastermind, when more and more minds get together with the same common objective or common goal, these brilliant ideas start to pop up, and this third, more infinitely and powerful mind becomes available, known as the mastermind. On top of community, I'd make sure that you have support. With our algorithmic trading community, we offer 24/7 live chat support, and I'm not trying to sell you on necessarily using our algorithm, but whatever algorithm or EA you're going to use, I would recommend that there's good support available to you. And I'm not just talking about email support. Ideally, you'd like to be able to have live chat or community support or even phone support, because the chances are you're going to have questions about, hey, why isn't this trading properly, or why isn't this working? There's always going to be bugs. So you want to be able to get your issues addressed quickly. On top of that, the community will allow you to see reviews of what other people are saying about a system. So if there's no reviews, if there's no community, then the chances are this is just some guy that's come up with some system that back tested well, and they're going to try to sell it to you and make a few bucks. And the fifth criteria that I would look for is a guarantee. Now, I know when trading Forex and in trading in general, there's no sort of guarantee, but I would look for something that has a guarantee. If they can't actually guarantee some sort of result to you, then the chances are the system is no good anyways. It's my belief that somebody that's selling an EA or algorithm, they have to put their butt on the line and they have to make you some sort of guarantee that there's going to be some sort of performance. And if there's not, then you should be able to get your money back. Anybody that has something that's really good, they're going to be able to offer this. Now look, what do I think is the best expert advisor on the market? Of course, I'm going to be biased as we have a community of traders that use our expert advisor. So of course, I'm going to say ours. Whether you use ours or not ever, I don't care. I hope this video is helpful in helping you decide on some criteria that you should analyze when choosing an EA. Now, the reason why I think ours is the best on the market is because what we do is we simply gather the data from all the people that are trading our system and we compile it into one central place that we call our leaderboard. And so that way our algorithms and strategies are continuing to improve and adapt as the market conditions change. And I believe that this is really the key to successful algorithmic trading, is being able to adapt and change on the fly. We have an incredible community, and on top of that, we do offer a guarantee where if it doesn't actually help you get funded from a prop firm, then we'll actually refund your money plus any challenge fees, so there's no risk to giving it a try. Plus, on top of this, it's been proven to work with over 400 plus traders at this point. So anyways, if you'd like to give it a try, then you can go to propfarming.com and check out a demo of exactly how it works. And if not, then I just hope this video is helpful and you don't make some of the same mistakes that I did when I was initially getting started choosing expert advisors. Oh yeah, and by the way, this video on the screen right now breaks down what I believe is the #1 expert advisor. So go ahead and check that out right now.